What is going on, guys, and welcome back to the next iteration in this Davinci Resolve tutorial. Today I'm going to go ahead and get into the nodes and kind of explain the different ones, and I think this is going to really set a nice tone for everything that we're going to be doing in Davinci Resolve color page. Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into the software. So here we are in Davinci Resolve, and we are in the color tab, as you guys can see, and you can see that I already have one clip here in my timeline. Now, as you can see, we start off with the input or the basic node right here. Every time you open up the color page, you're going to be presented with something like this. Okay, now the different nodes that I'm talking about are the different elements that build an actual color tree or node tree. Okay, so and basically, as you guys know, the color page is designed for making all your color corrections and really giving your image the visual look that you would like to have. Okay, so if you go ahead and right click on the node, you can actually see one that says add node, and you can add a serial, you can add a parallel one, you can add a layer, serial before, outside, so on and so forth. But there are actually three main types of nodes that we're going to be using, and the main three that we're going to be using is going to be serial, parallel, and layer. Okay, these are the bread and butter primary ones that pretty much most node trees are going to be using. Okay, so let's go ahead and click on add serial so you can kind of see what I mean there. And add serial just does exactly what it is. It puts another node in a series, and basically what this will do is say, okay, let's say right here you have the color purple going on, and let's say right here in node 2 you have now the color yellow going on. So it's not combining or fusing anything, it's just saying, hey, do this and then do this and then do that and then do that, so on and so forth, right? So if you add another by hitting Alt S on the keyboard, you can actually add serial nodes for days, and you can build a pretty long node tree. And you can go on and do this for hours, right? You can say, okay, and then put a mask around the cube, right? Let's draw a mask, click, 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 boom. Then after that, I want to make it maybe blurry, and then do this. And then after that, I want to change the color now, the gamma, back towards green. And then so you can start to see all these different nodes are actually adding on. You can actually collect all those and hit backspace. You can actually see that it's taking this and then adding this and then this and then adding this and then this. That is a serial node in a nutshell. It just adds everything in a series or in succession. In fact, if you guys look at the Davinci Resolve manual, a serial node, you'll notice it says serial node structures. The simplest and most common node structure is a serial cascade of nodes, where a linear series of nodes is connected one after another. Much of the time, this method of constructing a tree of multiple operations is all you need to do. So you can do a lot of things with just series nodes. Okay, now let's go ahead and select all of these by clicking and dragging, and hit the backspace on your keyboard, and then you can right click on this one and you can actually hit reset node grade, and this will return the node back to original. Okay, one thing I want to do now is start showing you guys the next node type, which is, let's go to add node here. Let's go ahead and add parallel. Okay, parallel is kind of cool. So parallel, what it would do, and you can hit the shortcut for that one, it's Alt P, Alt P, Alt P, Alt P. Okay, Alt and then P on the keyboard. All right, but what the parallel will do is parallel will kind of takes all of these and then mixes them all together into one single output. Okay, so for example, if you had let's say this one was purple, and then this one was blue, and then this one offset was red. Okay, so what this essentially is doing is it's actually mixing all three, fuses them all together into this visual right here that you're seeing. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the manual, and they have a really good way of explaining that. So if you guys scroll down, and they got this cool diagram right here. So let's say, for example, you had orange, blue, green. Well, you can see right here, orange, blue, green. You can see that they mix all together, and the center point, which is right here, is what you're going to get. You get this like orangey blue green thing going on. So as you can see, it's taking all three and mixing them. Okay, let's go ahead and reset all of this by selecting all, hit backspace, backspace, let's right click on this one, hit reset node, and let's go ahead and click on this little green square here to send the output of this back to the output like it was originally. Okay, so now we're back to normal. And while we're in here, I will let you know that you can actually hold control, or excuse me, you can hold alt and you can actually zoom in, and you can middle mouse click in here and move this around as well. Okay, just in case you're wondering. Well, let's say you get lost in the sauce and you're way over here. You can also go right here to these little 3 dots in the right corner. Actually, excuse me, it is actually right clicking in this space and hit zoom to window, and this will take you back to everything where you were. Okay. Now the last node type that I'm going to be getting into is going to be, again, right click. I'm going to go here, go to layer. Okay, this is actually creating a layer, and you can make one by hitting Alt L on the keyboard, Alt L to make more layers. So what this is doing now is it is saying, hey, let's make this clip, you know, orange or yellow, excuse me. Now you can see we don't see it in the output right here. You see that we don't see that in our view window? That's because this is almost like a layer, like in Photoshop, but but it actually goes the opposite direction. Okay, it's flipped. So the layers in Davinci Resolve, the highest number, or the number at the bottom, is actually the highest priority, or the thing that's on top that you're seeing, and then the top node that you see at the beginning of the layer is the beginning. Okay, and it's kind of opposite of what you would normally think, but it'll start to make sense when we get back into the software. Check this out, I'll show you something. Okay, so here we are back into the software now. So basically what should happen, the way this should really look, is actually should be like this, right? Because that technically is the bottom layer, and this is the second layer, this is the third layer, this is the fourth layer on top. This is actually what you're seeing right here is number 4. So if I hit purple on this, now you're gonna actually see it. Okay, but if I change this underneath to green, you will not see it at all unless I delete both of these and backspace it out, and now you can see it is now green. Okay, so the layer mixer kind of works weird. It works from bottom to top rather than from top to bottom. Okay, so I know it's a little odd, but you'll get used to it, trust me. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much it. And let's kind of take a look at the manual and see what it says. In the following example, the same node structure from the parallel mixel example was shown. The layer mixer node combines multiple adjustments with priority given to the image adjustment in the lowest overlapping node input. So the lowest one. Okay, so that one has priority, and you can see our diagram over here. We can see our blue circle is now on top because it is at the very bottom of the node structure. Okay, so there we have it. Those are the different node types in Davinci Resolve in a nutshell. There is a lot more that goes into those, but I figured I would just at least give you an overview as we have noted here, and that way you guys can at least understand what things like this would look like in the software when we get into different node structures, how it can look when you get into these complicated node trees. That makes for some really cool looks. Okay, so without further ado, I will not extend this video any longer than it needs to be. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope you learned something, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.